Hello and welcome to our latest innovation and executive report where we dissect the industry as most important trends and transactions. Today, we examine the recent $80 million upfront deal between Regeneron and Hansoh Pharma for 𝗕𝗔𝗚𝗚𝗡𝗦𝗧𝗬, a Phase 3 obesity candidate. On the surface, this looks like an outlier. Typically, companies hesitate to pay up for late-stage assets due to the reduced risk profile and clearer path to commercialization. Yet the Regeneron transaction bucks this trend. So why did Regeneron pay such a low upfront sum for a nearly ready-to-go drug? To answer this and benchmark the deal against peers, we introduce a novel metric, the Upfront to Milestone Index, or UMX Index. Let's begin with the deal. At first glance, the Regeneron-Hansoh deal appears unusual. In 2023, biopharmaceutical companies are increasingly turning to milestone-heavy agreements, especially for later-stage assets. The upfront to total deal value ratio for 𝗕𝗔𝗚𝗚𝗡𝗦𝗧𝗬 is only 0.041, which raises 2. Is this indicative of a broader trend? And how does it stack up to other deals? First, let's define the deal. In January, Regeneron acquired global rights to 𝗕𝗔𝗚𝗚𝗡𝗦𝗧𝗏 for outside of China in a deal valued at $80 million upfront and $1.93 billion in potential milestones. The upfront payment was comprised of $40 million in cash and $40 million worth of equity. Interestingly, while 𝗕𝗔𝗚𝗚𝗡𝗦𝗧𝗏 is in Phase 3, all of its data is exclusively from China, with uncertain translatability to Western populations. Moreover, Hansoh lacks commercial infrastructure outside of China, a fact that likely weakened its negotiation leverage. This deal fits well within Regeneron's strategy to combine 𝗕𝗔𝗚𝗚𝗡𝗦𝗧𝗏 with its own muscle-preserving asset 𝗕𝗓𝗡𝗦𝗡𝗏, creating a differentiated obesity therapy platform. By structuring the deal with a low upfront and a significant portion of payments contingent on success, Regeneron de-risks its entry into a highly saturated yet fast-growing market. But how does this deal compare to others? Let's look at 3 recent transactions in the obesity GLP-1 space. In May 2023, Roche paid $1.65 billion upfront for petrelintide, an amylin analog in Phase 2A with a total potential value of $6.95 billion. This results in a UMX ratio of approximately 0.237. Also in May, Novo Nordisk acquired a Phase 1 obesity candidate 𝗥𝗘𝗚𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗏 from Lexicon with a $75 million upfront and total deal value of $1.075 billion, yielding a UMX ratio of about 0.07. And finally, in February, Merck licensed a preclinical GLP-1 asset from Hansoh for $112 million upfront and $1.9 billion in total potential payments. The UMX ratio here was 0.056. These examples illustrate that even earlier stage deals can command higher upfronts relative to total potential, driven by competitive tension, differentiated biology, or strategic urgency. Which brings us to our third question. How do we quantify this? We define the UMX index as upfront payment divided by total deal value. The result is a percentage that reflects the share of upfront cash in the overall transaction. The UMX index is a directional indicator of seller strength versus buyer confidence. For instance, an UMX above 0.20 typically indicates a highly competitive or de-risked asset, often seen in VC booms or hot therapeutic areas. Conversely, an UMX below 0.05 signals either strategic buyer behavior or seller disadvantage, often observed during down cycles or for assets with geographic or translational limitations. To showcase the utility of this metric, let us apply it to 10 years of licensing data from 2013 to 2025. During the VC peak of 2018 to 2021, when high liquidity and fierce competition characterized the market, companies competed aggressively to access promising pipelines. Even preclinical or Phase 1 assets fetched high upfront payments. The median UMX value ranged around 0.15, The reset period of 2022 to 2024 saw a sharp correction in biotech valuations. This shift resulted in a market-wide move toward milestone-heavy deals as buyers became more conservative and sellers had less leverage. The median UMX dropped to approximately 0.08, and in 2025, as capital scarcity and high cost of capital persist, the trend of low upfront payments continues. Early signs from deals like Regeneron Hansoh suggest a median UMX of 0.05 or lower may become the new normal, particularly for assets with regional data or limited differentiation. We believe the UMX Index can help both buyers and sellers negotiate better deals in today's challenging environment. For sellers, a low UMX ratio means lower upfront cash and potentially undervalued assets. To strengthen their position, they should focus on generating cross-regional clinical data, demonstrating biomarker-driven differentiation, and building competitive tension among buyers. For buyers, low UMX deals offer optionality at low cost, especially in highly competitive categories like obesity and GLP-1. They can also be attractive for platform-based expansion strategies or capital-efficient business models. Ultimately, the Regeneron Hansoh transaction exemplifies a sophisticated understanding of risk-adjusted value in biopharma deal-making. While some might argue Hansoh left value on the table, Regeneron effectively secured a future GLP-1 combination slot without overpaying in an already commoditized arena. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found this analysis of the upfront to milestone index and its application to the biopharmaceutical industry insightful. Please feel free to share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. We look forward to continuing to bring you valuable content on key industry trends and transactions. Stay tuned for more updates.